Hello, Dave. Your presentation at the CIHT annual conference was excellent. You're a fellow of CIHT, and I'd like to get some of your wisdom in this interview.
Yeah.
At the start of your career, you said you were taught to be adversarial, and then you concluded your talk saying that without collaboration, we don't achieve anything.
Yeah.
What led you to that conclusion?
I was a quantity surveyor when I started. I worked for one of the largest organisations in the UK, and I'm very grateful for the training that they gave me, and I think it stood me in good stead because I've seen the extremes. I actually realised very quickly that actually if you talk to people and you talk to our suppliers, and I deliberately use the word suppliers rather than supply chain, and their partners, you can actually get more. And it became obvious to me that when I was trying to get paid from a client, rather than go and talk to a client in a very aggressive manner, sending letters after letters after letter, that actually going talking to them, explaining the problems and finding a common solution actually helped. And if you had a person who'd actually done some of the work, which is your supplier involved in that as well, it actually broke down the barriers around trust and honesty and openness and proved to me to be the right thing. So I was really pleased towards the end of my time as a quantity surveyor when they brought in the NEC suite of contracts and we started talking about partnering, and it embraced and enabled me to actually flourish more because actually it was the right thing for me and it fitted well with my values.
And innovation is one thing that Kia's been driving forward. How is the collaboration in the procurement allowed that to happen?
I think you've seen from some of the examples I've given, most of the innovation we're promoting is actually from within our suppliers. So if you look at yesterday, we won an award with Carnell for the Highways England Health, Safety and Wellbeing Awards for the Innovation Product of the Year, which was Smart Camera Van. That is something that would not have happened. It may have happened anyway, but the fact is we facilitated the route to it happening sooner, and we've given people a place. Innovation actually is the way that we've got to do things. It's got to be the way forward. And an innovation actually isn't always a new product. It could be a change to the way you've done something. A bit like Walt Disney currently remake all their animated cartoons using live action with new technology. So you've got to apply the principles of something we've always done. Could we do it quicker, better and cheaper using an innovation or a technology?
And this is about trying to hear from as many people, hear as many ideas and so on. And as such, can you explain the collaborative learning circle that you've been involved with?
About a year ago, nearly a year ago now, we came up with a concept which was the collaborative learning circle. We've always, as an organisation, been very collaborative with our suppliers, but it's no point us being on our own with that. So what we thought of was a way, how could we get and influence others to do the same as we do, so we can change the shape of the future of the market. Now, the Collaborative Learning Circle is a collection of people, which is growing every day, of our key suppliers who have representatives on the board. The broad spectrum of this is very good. What it was set up to do was actually to improve performance around safety, around the customer focus and around delivery. We use it to actually through e-training modules where we can get everybody who comes onto our sites, they actually go through a process where they talk about collaboration, and it's at different levels. It's at it's at operative level, at line managers level, and the toolbox total level as well. And we do collaboration, we do safety, we do performance, and we do customer. Now what that's then led into is that we actually, as a collective, see the challenges. One of the new projects that I'm undertaking with them now is about how we transform our approach around health, safety and delivery through the use of new technology and standardisation of approach. So there's no point us all reinventing a wheel. We'll work together collaboratively. And I've got big players such as Tarmac, AIs, Carnells, Chevron, WJ, to mention a few, and our clients such as Mark Stevens from Suffolk, Steve Isles from Croydon, and interest from Highways England in that as well. CIHT actually through Sally Devine actually sit on the board as well. Institute of Collaborative Working and BSI Frank Lee sit on this board. One of the other things that's come out of this is we recognise as an industry we face a challenge. Something like we need 400,000 people to enter our industry. So collectively we're looking at the best way of doing it. Together with the Kia Shaping the World sitting alongside it, we're actually looking now at doing things with a social partner. At the moment, the social partner we've gone to is an organisation called Onside Youth Zones. Now, the way that they look at life is actually that they want to provide 21st century youth zones for today's youth, for the underprivileged, you know. So we looked at that. I was personally very, very humbled when I saw the work that they do, which I think is extremely extraordinary. And what we see there is we can give opportunities for mentoring, we can do fundraising, we can mentor the children, we can give them opportunities throughout ourselves and our supply chain. So it's the broad spectrum for every job that there could be in the construction industry within our collaborative learning circle. We can do that. And I think, you know, I've deliberately called it the Collaborative Learning Circle because I intend in the future, once we've got it up and running, to pass it to the rest of the industry to take part. It is not about Kia, it's about the wider industry. You know, I don't see them our so-called competitors, I see them as potential colleagues and potential collaborators, co-collaborators in this.
And this is achieving not just business aims of keeping things running, keeping the business running, but also achieving wider social aims for...
Absolutely. If I give you an example, for every pound, there was a report written by the Onside Chief Executive, which was about the cost of, you know, the impact of this Onside and what they were doing about investing in the right places. And they came out with a study, which I recommend you to read, that says for every pound that you spend on this process, you can effectively save £6 on a social value. Now imagine if you go with your wife to the shop and you walk in with £1 and you come out with £7 worth of goods. You'd feel good, wouldn't you? That's what this is.